Up to the starting line. Motors cut. Wait for it. Bill, off to a good start. Well bunched and running along the flat. And first to go down the hole at the end of Farmer Brown's field is number 25. Closely followed by 27, followed by 39. Next, number 22, a good 5 wheels further back. Coming down to the ditch now. Yes, it's a race. But they don't call it that. They call it a scramble. And this is the English countryside on a Saturday afternoon. And this is a rider's eye view of the course. For those who seek variety in their weekend outings, who sometimes wish they could get off the beaten track and feel closer to the natural contours of the earth instead of the uneventfulness of the smooth highway, this is the very thing, the scramble, currently practiced by the motorcycle clubs of Great Britain. Here, as in other countries where they ride to sounds instead of hounds, all a man needs is 2 wheels and a motor, a stout heart, a good sense of balance, and a complete conviction that roads are unnecessary. This farmland course in Shropshire is ideal. Straight run through the fields where the riders can open up the throttle and really clap on the pace. And here they come second time round, averaging 45 miles an hour for the circuit. Round they go again, round in circles. And here's a tighter circle. Men, 2 wheels and a motor, and several thousands waiting to cheer the winner. 4 in a race of 4 laps. Special machines with no gearbox, no brakes. Faster and faster, and the winner is always somebody's favorite. Round in circles. And here's the tightest circle yet. He might as well choose this way of going round the bend as any other. The wall of death, they call it. The sideshow that's all side and no bottom. Maybe a man, maybe a girl, and 2 wheels and a motor. No hands, no nerves. It is possible to ride a motorcycle and not go round in circles. It is possible to ride a motorcycle almost anywhere, outside or in. In fact, most of the people who ride motorcycles in Britain do so for the perfectly ordinary reason of getting from one place to another. And this is where they come from, all with 2 wheels and a motor. But the experts will say there's a great difference between them. Twins, singles, solos, side valves, heavyweights, OHVs, for dispatch riders, policemen, automobile club scouts, and the ordinary citizen who just wants to go places. Sent from here all over the world to go round in circles, climb hills, go along a straight line, or even up and down. The modern British policeman often rides a motorcycle on the beat. It saves his feet. So he's got to learn to ride. It's a lot easier to do this kind of thing fast, but he must have complete mastery of his machine in all circumstances. And that means practice with the clutch, brake, and throttle on a course like this until he can go anywhere better than anyone else can. Slow riding, feet not touching the ground, perfect balance. He'll need all this skill in tangling, circling traffic, or in crowd control. With motorcycles equipped with amplifiers, the police can talk to people jammed up in a crowd and advise them where and how to go to get home quickly.
Ticket holders to the left, non-ticket holders to the right. Ticket holders to the left, non-ticket holders to the right.
But you don't have a ticket in a thicket. Not when you're in the Army, which believes in the direct route and trains its dispatch riders over a timed and tough course. One day, Corporal, you'll learn that speed is the purpose of dispatch riding and that going round in circles won't help you. Half the fun of this exercise is cleaning the machine afterwards. Unless you can do what the sergeant does and take it for a bath. But the sergeant's different. He did a course in undersea warfare and has somehow persuaded his cycle to run on water instead of air. The army has always had a reputation for liking high water and fire. And when mounted on two wheels, they just can't keep away from it. But these boys know what they can do and what their motorcycles can do. And if it'll carry 16 men, then let it and make it part of the show. They do a good turn for various charities by going around the country giving this display during the summer. During the summer, when a man can take his helmet off and relax in the warm air and the distant sound of bees. Except they aren't bees, they're bikes. And they're going round in circles again. This time flat racing at Silverstone. Once an airfield, now the successor to Brooklyn. International meetings. Big names, big bikes. The pride of their riders, their friends and the makers. Machines capable of high speeds over long distances, averaging 94 miles an hour for this circuit of 3 miles. Ridden by men whose names are known all over Europe and who draw crowds to what is the most famous motorcycle event in the world, the Isle of Man TT. This race, unlike others, is held on the island's roads, which naturally are closed to other traffic during the event. Big, streamlined racing is the kind that won't stop for slippery roads, wind, or cold, or rain. Not while there are boys and girls who thrill at the sound of an open exhaust and the excitement of speed. It is possible that here is a man who is riding a motorcycle for the perfectly legitimate purpose of getting from one place to another, coming to work, in fact. And what could be more practical? Wide-angle vision, turns easily, instant acceleration, no parking troubles, no doors to lock, and lots of fresh air to start the day. With a sidecar attached, the window cleaner moves around from job to job with ease, conserving his energy. Modern architecture being what it is, he'll need it. At work, at play, or on holidays with a trailer, the motorcycle goes everywhere in Britain. And what could be more attractive than a combination of cycle and sidecar? Why, a solo motorcycle, of course, particularly a cycle that is trying to make up for lost time. Time check, card stamped right on the minute. And now for the next time control, 15 miles away to be covered in 35 minutes exactly. Always on time, or a point is lost for each minute, late or early. This is the International 6-Day Trial, held annually somewhere in Europe. This one is over the tracks and lanes of Wales. 200 miles and 12 checkpoints each day. 6 days of tough riding. Tough on spectators, they had to get here too. Here's Bill Martin coming in on time at the end of the day, back to the final control for the night. He checks in his machine, and it's kept under guard until 10 minutes before starting time tomorrow. Then back to his hotel at the trial center, back for a bath, and then bed. It's a different course each day, 239 miles up north as far as Bala, and back through Bochigros to Llandrindod. 10 minutes maintenance only is allowed, and it must be done by the rider. 10 frantic minutes to clean engines, replace defective brake cables, minutes that can mean points. 10 minutes to go for Bill Martin, and he's worried about that loss of power on the run home last night. Maybe it's only the spark plug. This is a test for rider as well as machine. No mechanics, no help, not even to hand him tools. He must pick up the screwdriver himself. That motor, dead since last night, has got to start first kick. There are 300 riders in this trial, representing the teams of Austria, Belgium, Britain, Czechoslovakia, Finland, Germany, Sweden, Holland, Italy, and Ireland, as well as the club teams, army teams, and private individuals. 7:34, and it's Bill's turn. No matter what's ahead, keep up to schedule. Watch the route markers. Check progress by the map on your petrol tank. If you miss a turn and go a few miles out of your way, you're probably sunk. The schedule is too tight for you to make up lost time. And if you try to go too fast, you'll end up in a ditch. just in case you have ideas about a shortcut, they put these route checks in to make sure you stay on course. You get your card stamped to prove you've done the distance. After 4 days of bumping, bouncing and sliding, you're not really surprised at anything. A puncture, stripped gears, or what Bill's just collected, not enough. Some get to time control with a few minutes to spare and wait in the off limit. Others just make it. Right down the minute, but only just, Bill. The trial goes on day after day. The strain is telling, arms are aching, eyes bleary. Hours of concentration on the speeding, twisting track in front of the handlebars can make a man mistime his gear change, make him a fraction of a second too late for a corner, take too much of a chance on a slippery surface, and before you know it... Keep going. You've got to keep going. And the remarkable thing is that they do keep going and keep up to time. And like the rest, Bill keeps going, still on time, slightly bruised, covered in mud, still confident of his two wheels, his motor, and himself. Just as they all are, these men of the hazards, fun, and excitement of British motorcycling.